Hey guys, and welcome back to Adventure Archaeology. If you're new to the channel, my name is Brandon, and we search for all kinds of history, but most of the time, we're looking for antique bottles. I've had a ton of people ask me to show off some of my collection, and today we're going to do just that. Y'all hang in there and take a look at some of the stuff that we found through the years. One thing to add before we start showing you some of these bottles is right up here, we're going to put a video link to how to find antique bottles. I get asked that every week, and I did make a how-to video a couple years ago. Y'all take a look at that if you're curious on how we find these locations. All right, guys, every week I have people ask me to show my collection. Today I'm going to show you just a little bit of it, just a fraction of it. I've got hundreds more that I don't have time to show y'all or that are not cleaned yet. So let's go through a few of them. Right up here on the top of this cabinet is that Warner safe that we found in Mississippi not long ago. That's a really cool ACL dairy. That's actually just a local dairy that I like. Nice Iron City hutch from Birmingham right there, a Wyzola. That might be the one that we dug with History Seekers, if I remember correctly. We'll come down here. You got the nice Pioneer crown top back there to the left that was found on the channel, the nice hutch that was found on the channel, the Indian that was found on the channel, the elephant that was found on the channel, the camel that was found on the channel. The other two that are over there on the right, that is an elephant crown top. I did not find that on the channel. I had to buy that one. And that's a Tuscaloosa straight side Coke that I did not find on the channel either. Now right here are a couple of mini jugs that I did some trading for. I traded out for that R.E. Garner right there, sells the best, the Aniston mini jug, because I found this flask down here and I wanted it to match the flask. So Clayton had the mini jug. I did some trading. I really don't even remember what I traded him for it. That J.C. Mayfield mini jug back there is one that I also did some trading for. That is one thing that I've yet to dig. I've not dug a mini jug and I'd love to. I actually dug this years before I was filming, and sadly my wife knocked it off the shelf dusting and it broke the top. Now it was a screw top, but I really love it because of that pictorial moose that's on it. A couple of poisons that I found, a couple of coins and tags and rings and stuff that I found metal detecting through the years. This is actually one of my favorite rings that I ever dug with an AT Pro. Just a really nice silver ring. Down here's a couple more poisons. All that you've seen found on the channel through the years. I did not find the Golston, the Gleola, or that Tuscaloosa though, I will tell y'all that. More Elks, more Dixies, another camel over there. And there's that Tuscaloosa dispensary that I found. Just some of my favorite bottles that are in this front cabinet right here in our house. I'm gonna take you to the back now and show you a couple more shelves. Keep in mind, this is not all of my collection, like I said, just part of it. We're now in my office, so I'm gonna show you a couple in here that I really like. That Ingram Lithia water from Birmingham, Alabama is the largest bottle in my collection, and it is one of my favorites. It's a very tough bottle to get for sure. Right here, let me move this little guy out of the way where y'all can see that. That is a Collier Drug Company from Birmingham, Alabama, and it's a nice pictorial drug company, and that's very rare. That's probably one of only two known. There's our R sign, 3 red barrels whiskey. That one's really cool because it's pictorial as well. It's got 3 barrels stacked on top of each other with a bird on top of it. I got these little mini guys just because I like them. My dad actually found them for me. And they are more modern, but it's still a cool little collector's item. You can see that hutch back there. It is an Alabama Bottling Works from Birmingham. That's another Alabama Bottling Works from Birmingham, just a different variant, obviously more modern in time. That is a Gleola back there. A nice eye cup for an eye water right there that we dug. Y'all probably saw that dug in a video. Nice early Frisco Bottling Works from Birmingham. That is a jumbo I. Lewis from Birmingham, a very tough, rare bottle to get. Eagle Bottling Works, Birmingham, Alabama. This one's different than the typical ones that we find. This one's older. They're beautiful bottles though. There is an Alabama Bottling Works. These are similar to what you saw us dig in last week's video, except for the ones that we dug last week are Alabama Bottling Company. The Works is definitely harder to find. There's another 3 red barrels that I did some trading for to get. This is pretty cool right here. This would have been a bottle opener. You can see it says Gayola, and that was a soda opener. You can see it says patented 4/12/12 from 1912, and that's probably from Huntsville if I remember right. Nice little celery caffeine, and a very, very rare Jamocha. I've got a lot more right up here on this shelf. There's a lot of Raiola variants up there, a couple of medicines, some more Jamochas. These meds are some of the tougher ones to get. Barrett Drug Company. Let's take a look at this one. This one's a little bit harder to reach. There's a Shiflet Row and Barrett. There's another Jamocha right behind this one to the right. Let's see what that one is. Oh, that's the Circle Slug Raola. You can see that that's got damage, but that's an incredibly tough bottle to find regardless. And I do like these old drink carriers like that Pepsi right there as well. This is my coffee jar slash jar shelf that I've got going over here. That's a Sunnybrook, nice pictorial coffee, an Old Judge coffee, a jumbo peanut butter. That is a Royal Cup coffee right there, and that's actually a really cool jar because I found that at an old house place. Here's a Pioneer that I found in the creek that's a really tough one that I told y'all about here a few months ago. This bottle not to be sold as a very tough variant. Y'all may not have seen it since I've tumbled it, but you can see how clean it turned out. That's a really cool coffee right there. He says 1 pound net Garland brand. But what's so fantastic about that one is right down there on the bottom it says Birmingham, Alabama, so it is a local piece. This is one that I dug. Not a super rare bottle, but I love it because it's pictorial paint expeller. I've got a couple other things over here that need to be cleaned or turned into drinking glasses. This one right here was a Scarborough's that we dug with the excavator. It did have a broken top. It was obviously worth keeping. That B&B that I dug with Tristan here a couple months back. There's a couple more bottles back there, a couple of broke hutches, stuff that could be turned into drinking glasses with time. I kind of keep stuff on this shelf over here that needs to be cleaned or needs to be something done to it to upcycle it. This is another one of my shelves right here. There's that Dora that I think somebody etched some writing in. A nice Viva, a Colaco, the that I found here a couple months back, a Grapico, the rare Circle Slug Wizola. That is a Try-Me from Parrish, National Dope, Nervola. That's a cool Grapico right there. That's one of the tougher ones to find. It's cool because it has the bottler at the bottom, R.R. Rochelle from Birmingham. These go 3 deep, as you can see, so it's got Sunfresh, Deacon Browns. There's a Cocoa Lime, I'm sorry. I need to do a little bit more tumbling on that one. There's a CCC back there. Several variants of Orange Crushes as well. Most of this stuff that's on this shelf, though, except for about 2 of them, are all Birmingham bottles. Right down here are a couple that I just got at the show that I wanted to show y'all. This one's called that Golston Bottling, Birmingham, Alabama. This is a memorabilia bottle, but I've never seen one like that. I've never seen anybody take one of these bottles, and I guess they had the mold, and turn it into a really cool piece like this. Most Golston hutches have damage from Birmingham. I actually don't have one in my collection that doesn't have damage, but this being a more modern bottle was just something that I thought was really cool, so I kept it. Same thing from that Gregory & Co. I got that one recently at the show. I had this one over here that was the clear variant. As you can see, there is the aqua variant too, so now I've got both variants, I think, that are known of that. Nice Pratt Inslee. We dug that with the excavator. There is the Big Chief that Clayton gave me in one of the videos. These bottles right here are Deco style bottles, but they're very tough to get, the Alabama Bottling Company ones, and you can't really tumble those, they'll break. So sadly, I'm having to live with the dirt that's on those right now. There's a couple more hutches back there, more common, Hoopert and Worcester, Hoopert and Smiley, Alabama Bottling Company. And there is a Celery Cola. There's that nice one that's got the pretty color that we found when we were in Mississippi not long ago. This is a waiting to be tumbled shelf that I've got. I've got quite a few of these around. It does have a couple of standout bottles though, like the Stomach Bitters that my wife found in that Iron Tonic. So these guys are waiting to get to the tumbler. Sadly, the tumbler is a bottleneck. That's what takes me so long to get this stuff cleaned, and I'll show you why now. All right, we're in my work shed now. That's all waiting to be cleaned. These are all medicines that are waiting to be cleaned, a couple of hutches. These are all waiting to be cleaned or turned into drinking glasses. Same thing goes for these guys down here, as well as these guys. As you can tell, I've got a lot to do. I've got a couple of bottles that are tumbling right now that my dad had, a couple of Tennessees that he was wanting to do. I'm only doing 2 at a time right now. The larger tube does well for big stuff like the bitters bottles, but the 2 4-inch tubes do much better for sodas. So these guys right here are going to run for another 5 days before I take them out. Then they'll be nice and clean, and it'll be on to one of these crates and start to turn some of those guys. So I've got months worth of tumbling to do. All right, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the brief tour of some of the bottles that I have, some that are going to be coming up that'll be cleaned, and some that you'll even see on the store, hopefully, eventually on eBay. I just got to get time to get them on there. The cleaning process is so long. That's why you don't see these bottles at the end of the videos a lot of times cleaned up, because once the tumbler's in process, it can take days. Sometimes the bottles will even run 14 days before they get to a really nice, clean shine like I like. So it's just a very lengthy process, but in my opinion, it's well worth it. If you're ever curious about how I clean the bottles right up here, I'm going to post the video so y'all can take a look at that. And if y'all enjoyed this video and the brief tour, like I said, of the bottle collection, be sure to let me know in the comments below. We'll catch you guys in the next adventure.